As a building official, you are working each day to improve your knowledge, your resources, and your profession. BuildRight Committees is designed to facilitate collaboration between building officials, expanding your resources and providing access to the shared knowledge of building officials across the province. Pose a Question is a new tool created for BuildRight committees to aggregate and increase the usefulness of responses. First, we will log into BuildRight committees. After we have logged in, the screen now shows us the various committees. What we are most interested in here is the Pose a Question button located at the top left of the committee's area. After you click on the Pose a Question button, you are taken to the view shown here. You have the ability to immediately pose a question, return to the previous screen, or to view My Questions, which will show you a listing of the questions you have posed, as well as any responses received. First, we will select the relevant subject. In this demonstration, we will be selecting Code Interpretation. Next, we will enter an end date. That is the date after which we intend to review the responses. After that, we must enter our issue. In this instance, we will enter basement drains moved, concrete floor slope not correct. Next, we will enter the background, which for this is a contractor has relocated the floor drains during a sewer line replacement in the basement of an older home. They did not revise the sloping of the concrete floor when they completed the work. Now we need to decide who we are going to ask. You will see a comprehensive list of committees whose members may be requested to answer. You may wish to ask your local chapter for a regional-based response, or, if appropriate, you may even ask the LMCBO Code Interpretation Advisory Committee. In this case, we are going to ask the IT Advisory Group. You can ask multiple committees concurrently. Keep in mind, the responses given will be visible to the admin of each of the selected committees. You may also ask people outside of the committees for responses. Simply enter the individual email addresses into the Request Responses via Email section. This section has an additional feature where it will save your own personalized list of email addresses which you can choose from in future. To use this, simply tick the Save/Update List checkbox. Enter a name for the list, along with the desired email addresses separated by commas. You are now ready to complete your questions by clicking on the Post button located at the bottom right. The screen will now refresh and identify how many people have received your question. You can now sit back and wait for replies to come in. When you receive a question posed by someone else, you can reply directly by email. Simply click the reply button in your preferred email client and respond. After you have started receiving responses, the system will notify you. Helpfully, the system will not email you during a blackout period in the middle of the night. This is what the email looks like. Now that we have received responses, it is the question asked. To create a summary, you will need to navigate to the View My Question screen and select the appropriate question. Your most recent question will appear at the top of the list. Click on the question to open it and view the responses. If you would like to include a response in your summary, you may tick the checkbox to the right of the response. After you have ticked off the desired responses to be included in the summary, you will need to click on the Append Check to Summary button below the responses to the right. This will automatically append the responses to your summary. At the top of your summary, you should gather together the wisdom which you have amassed on the question. After you are finished, be certain to click the Post Summary button at the bottom right. The system will record your summary and send it out to the original recipient so that they may also benefit from the results. Summaries will also be available to the admins of any committee which the question was sent to.